Fellas, Scott, Ari, thanks for joining us. First time we've had a chance to chat to you, first ever for you, Ari, especially since Vegas. Sum up your Vegas trip for me in a few words.
Well, first of all, it's a pleasure to be on the show.
Yes.
Vegas was actually unbelievable. I spent 3 months in America, like prior to coming out to Vegas, and when you guys got there, it really topped it off. The PKR parties, like if anyone from PKR hasn't been or qualified, like that for me is like a necessity next year. Like I will do everything I can to get a package because I'm not going to miss it.
The poker?
Poker's good as well. It went well, not as well as what I thought it would, because when you're actually in Vegas, it's funny because even though it's a gambling capital, it's like the last thing you want to do is play poker because of the pool parties and the nights out. But yeah, I had a sick time.
And Scott, what about you?
Yeah, like Harry touched on there, it's quite hard to actually play poker sometimes, and I spent most of the time just going out and getting drunk and having a good time. But kind of regret it now, but it's not the end of the world. I had a good time. The poker, it went well when I did play, but I just didn't play enough to even cover the trip.
What chance that you would like, I mean, you can go to Vegas the rest of the year, right? There is you can actually go there and play poker without it having to be the World Series. Would you consider that? Or is it just something that, you know, it takes so much of your kind of like emotion and finances that you would only do it once a year?
Yeah, I think you've put it the nail on the head right there, exactly how you said it. It's the whole performance of getting there as well. It's not like it's a couple hours drive or flight.
Right.
Spend a day travelling there.
First class.
I wish. We're not all James Dempsey.
Right.
But
all right.
yeah, it's just the whole performance of it all. But and it's something to look forward to as well each year. Coming up, you know, the exact time it's coming up to. So.
Ari, some people may not know you. Tell us about your poker journey so far. I mean, first of all, is it your job?
Yeah, it is. I've been playing now for like properly as a profession for like nearly 2 years.
How's it going?
It's going well. Obviously, the way I set my goals, I always set them a lot higher than what realistically they should be, because it's kind of like if you set a small goal and you achieve it, the realistic outcome isn't as good in the long run as if you push further. But my aim now is to just grind online up until Christmas time and then get back to Florida to play the live games with the fish.
Right, and how soft are those games? What stake is it?
Well, I mean, in the Hard Rock at Tampa, like the 2-5 game it's literally like playing 25, 50 cent on PKR.
Right.
That's how soft it is. So it's a treat to get some full stacks sitting down, like stacking off.
Presumably you're like the youngest guy in the game by quite a few years, right?
Yeah, there's actually quite a lot of like older guys. I do, like Florida, like a lot of people seem to go there to retire, like in Tampa and Naples where I spent a lot of time, and it really is like a fish tank. Like it's unbelievable.
So you actually played more poker there than you did in Vegas?
Yeah, without a doubt. I played more poker with like in a weekend than I did in the
So you've heard it here,
Vegas.
Tampa is the new poker destination.
I shouldn't have said
once
that now.
You've retired and you're like, once Scott's like 70 years old, you'll be heading out there.
You'll find me out there, buddy.
All right. You told me in a taxi in Vegas. You may not remember this, but it could be anything. But this is a family show. You did tell me that you'd never get a regular job. Why did you say that? What do you mean by that? Is that because it's the poker player's curse that you see the kind of lifestyle that you get and you set your own hours, and the easy money too? Is that the reason why?
Well, the thought. I mean, even today, the alarm. I mean, I don't believe in alarms. Like when I go to sleep, I just wake up.
We noticed.
So like waking up to an alarm tilts me straight away. But just the thought of having somebody tell me what to do, like I've had a couple of jobs prior to playing poker, like in call centers, and just the thought of like with poker, it's like you're self-employed, and with there being so much fish, and like if you can pick a good spot, like and find an edge in your game, like the rewards are like a lot better than working a fixed job, because your income, even though it's not a set income, it does make it a little bit interesting, because one month you could actually have a really big score and then like Scott, you go by.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So would you class yourself as a gambler, or are you more a bum hunter, or are you somewhere in between?
Everyone loves a gamble. Like that's not a lie, but I don't know. I'm just grinding it out. I'm making more money than what I would be if I had a 9 to 5, like most 9 to 5 jobs. So.
All right. Both of you guys are regulars on PKR now. Name for me, please, an underrated player. We're not going to ask who's terrible. We'll be nice this time and pick out someone who impresses you, or maybe not one of the bigger names. Scott.
It's kind of hard, really, because...
You don't respect anyone.
No, it's not that I don't respect anyone. It's the people that I've finally got to play with and are seeing that they've got a good game, are people that already have been recognised as good players.
Okay.
That I just hadn't had experience with.
One name?
Rocken, actually. Like, we always have a little joke about him, but he's on a different level to everyone else that plays tournaments. Like, him and Bain have been by far the most aggressive players I've played with, and they just accumulate chips really easily. And no one seems to be doing that apart from those two when I'm playing tournaments.
Ari?
It's going to have to be my man Dan Shreddies.
Hey!
He really has stepped this game up, to be fair. Like, I met Dan nearly 2 years ago, and like he was like limb calling pocket tens in a live cash game with like 20 bigs, and now he's like cold 4-bet shoving with like air and getting it through.
So you put the work in, you can actually get somewhere in this game. All right, quick word on how your first couple of months on PKR have gone. Easier or tougher than you would have imagined?
Pretty much as I imagined. I mean, I've been doing okay in the tournaments, running quite deep usually, but it's just the crucial flip or pot I might lose that stops me from going on to winning. Cash games, I'm a bit spewy at the moment. I need to maybe work on my game in that aspect. Keep donating a little bit to the regs. But and I've been playing a bit of sit and goes, and they've been going really well. I seem to have a knack of doing pretty well in them.
All right.
I'd like to see the higher buy-in ones run a bit more often.
Yeah, well, you heard it. Scott wants some action. Give it to him. And are you much of an emoter, or are you much of a chatter in the chat box?
I try and chat if someone's speaking to me. I mean, I don't make a point of speaking to people unless I know them personally, but if someone speaks to me and I'm not playing 10 tables or busy, I'll make an effort.
All right. And Ari, last thing, I'd imagine you're a bit of a chat box warrior. Is that a fair thing to say?
Yeah, I'm not going to deny it. If you get me on tilt, I'll let you know about it.
All right, well, fellas, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
No problem.